Therefore, when a man decides to struggle for freedom, he is first of all to struggle with his own body. I will now point out to you only one aspect of the functioning of the body which it is indispensable to regulate in any event. So long as this functioning goes on in a wrong way, no other kind of work, either moral or spiritual, can go on in a right way. You will remember that when we spoke of the work of the three-story factory, I pointed out to you that most of the energy produced by the factory is wasted uselessly. Among other things, energy is wasted on unnecessary muscular tension. This unnecessary muscular tension eats up an enormous amount of energy, and with work on oneself, attention must first be turned to this. In speaking of the work of the factory in general, it is indispensable to establish that it is necessary to stop useless waste before there can be any sense in increasing the production. If production is increased while this useless waste remains unchecked and nothing is done to stop it, the new energy produced will merely increase this useless waste and may even give rise to phenomena of an unhealthy kind. Therefore, one of the first things a man must learn previous to any physical work on himself is to observe and feel muscular tension and to be able to relax the muscles when it is necessary. That is to say, chiefly to relax unnecessary tension of the muscles. In this connection, G showed us a number of different exercises for obtaining control over muscular tension, and he showed us certain postures adopted in schools when praying or contemplating, which a man can only adopt if he learns to relax unnecessary tension of the muscles. Among them was the so-called posture of Buddha, with feet resting on the knees, and another still more difficult posture, which he could adopt to perfection, and which we were able to imitate only very approximately. To adopt this posture, G kneeled down, and then sat on his heels, without boots, with feet closely pressed together. It was very difficult even to sit on one's heels in this way for more than a minute or two. He then raised his arms and, holding them on a level with his shoulders, he slowly bent himself backwards and lay on the ground while his legs, bent at the knees, remained pressed beneath him. Having lain in this position for a certain time, he just as slowly raised himself up with arms outstretched. Then he again lay down, and so on. He gave us many exercises for gradually relaxing the muscles, always beginning with the muscles of the face, as well as exercises for feeling the hands, the feet, the fingers, and so on at will. The idea of the necessity of relaxing the muscles was not actually a new one, but G's explanation that relaxing the muscles of the body should begin with the muscles of the face was quite new to me. I had never come across this in books on yoga or in literature on physiology. Very interesting was the exercise with a circular sensation, as G called it. A man lies on his back on the floor, trying to relax all his muscles. He then concentrates his attention on trying to sense his nose. When he begins to sense his nose, the man then transfers his attention and tries to sense his ear. When this is achieved, he transfers his attention to the right foot, from the right foot to the left foot, then to the left hand, then to the left ear, and back again to the nose, and so on. All this interested me particularly because certain experiments I had carried out had led me long ago to conclude that physical states, which are connected with new psychological experiences, begin with feeling the pulse throughout the whole body, which is what we do not feel in ordinary conditions. In this connection, the pulse is felt at once in all parts of the body at one stroke. In my own personal experiments, feeling the pulsation throughout the whole body was brought about, for instance, by certain breathing exercises connected with several days of fasting. I came to no definite results whatever in my own experiments, but there remains with me the deep conviction that control over the body begins with acquiring control over the pulse. Acquiring for a short time the possibility of regulating, quickening and slowing the pulse, I was able to slow down or quicken the heartbeat and this in its turn gave me very interesting psychological results. I understood in a general way that control over the heart could not come from the heart muscles, but that it depended upon controlling the pulse, the second stroke or the big heart. And G had explained a great deal to me in pointing out that control over the second heart depends upon controlling the tension of the muscles, because we do not possess this control chiefly in consequence of the wrong and irregular tension of various groups of muscles. Exercises in relaxing the muscles, which we began to perform, gave very interesting results to some of our company. Thus, one of us was suddenly able to stop a bad neuralgic pain in his arm by relaxing his muscles. Then, relaxation of the muscles had an immense significance in proper sleep, and whoever did exercises in relaxation seriously very quickly noticed that his sleep became sounder and that he needed fewer hours of sleep.